Good morning. Someone once said that promises are like babies. They're easy to make, but hard to deliver. This week's Torah portion, as well as next week, seems like a complete repeat of two previous Torah portions, Teruma and Tetzava. Teruma and Tetzava was God instructing Moshe to command the Jewish people to build and design all of the articles of the tabernacle, as well as the garments of the priest and the high priest, down to the last detail. And this week's Torah portion and next week's Torah portion is how the Jewish people are told by Moshe and implement God's commandments. And every detail is repeated twice. First when God relates it to Moshe, and then when Moshe relates it to the Jewish people, and the Jewish people construct it. And the question is, we know that every word and even every letter in the Torah is precise. Why couldn't the Torah just have said, in one verse, Moses related the commandments to the Jewish people, and the Jewish people constructed it? And the answer perhaps is that someone once said that what God gives us, our talents, our blessings, our resources, is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to God. In the beginning of Genesis, God built a home for mankind, the world. And now we create a home for God. And what God's telling us is that when we set out with a goal to create something, we have a vision, we have a plan, we have a dream. But the most important thing is to do something about your dream. It's not enough to have lofty aspirations in life, but you have to take to the work and the task of actually achieving it, of doing something about it. And sometimes when we set out with a goal, with a vision and a dream, we're not perfect, we may not achieve it, but at least we'll accomplish something that resembles our initial dream. But furthermore, sometimes when we take to the task of creating what we envisioned, the outcome could even surpass the original vision. God can help us achieve even beyond what our expectations were. There's a story that began in 1997 in China. In Beijing, there was a couple that had a little 2.5-year-old boy who was playing outside in front of the house when he was snatched up and kidnapped, taken to be sold to some wealthy family that needed a child. The parents, as you can imagine, were distraught, devastated, grief-stricken, and the father set out to seek and find his child. He took a motorbike and put two big signs with a big picture of his son on the two sides of the motorbike. And he began driving from one province to the other throughout China, starting with the neighboring areas, then going more distant, talking to people, handing out flyers. Have you seen my child? This search went on for 18 years, until in 2015, he had already burnt out 10 motorbikes, slept under bridges, gone through rainstorms, gone through storms, had multiple accidents, but he would not stop searching for his son. In 2015, they made a movie about him. And they said, why don't you give up? It's been 18 years, your son must be 20 now. And he said, the only way I feel like a father is when I'm on that motorbike searching for my son. And this man, whose name was Guo Da Tong, kept on searching for his son. And guess what? This past January 12th, 2021, with the help of police and digital imaging of what their son would have looked like at this age, they located his son. And with DNA paternal testing, they identified proof, positive, that indeed this was his son. And the emotional reunion of father and mother and son, who is now 26 years old, the reunion, the heartbreaking, emotional reunion, sobbing, weeping as father and son, mother and son were reunited. But how did it happen? Because this father would not give up on his dream to be reunited with his son. It may have taken him 25 years to find his son, but ultimately he succeeded. And not only did he succeed, but over the 22 years of searching for his son, he managed to reunite 7 other children with their parents along his journey until he found his own son. And so this week's Torah portion tells us Live with dreams. Live with aspirations. Try to build a beautiful edifice in your life for Hashem. Create something of lasting beauty and importance. But the most important thing is the transition from the vision into the implementation. Have a wonderful, blessed day.